Next question, we will start with Mr. Hurt. What does inclusive economic growth look like for Louisville?
Inclusive economic growth requires us to recognize where the growth that we currently have and the status that we currently have came from. Louisville and many other cities in the United States were a product of something called redlining, where the federal government refused to back loans to places that would have anything other than white Anglo-Saxon Protestant individuals. So people who were immigrants and black communities were denied generational wealth. So a fair development of this would be a green line benefit where we pay people who live in redlined districts a monthly fee straight up.
Mr. Bailey.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. What does inclusive economic growth look like for Louisville?
Well, for Louisville to grow, we first need to recognize that not every part of Louisville gets the attention that it needs. There are parts of Louisville, like parts down south, the West End, that don't get the funding they need for basic things. And that affects everything. That affects economy, prices of houses, all sorts of things. And we need to first go in and try to spread our coverage of how we're going to help Louisville instead of focusing on one key area of the city. We're a city, not a neighborhood.
Mr. Greenberg.
Economic inclusive opportunity means that everyone, regardless of where you live, should have the opportunity to succeed whatever your dreams may be. It's one of the reasons why we created the South End Development Fund, to provide opportunities for local businesses in South Louisville, an area that's been overlooked for far too long, with opportunities to grow. It's why we invest in organizations like AMPT that provide resources to entrepreneurs in West Louisville to give them the tools that they need to create new businesses. It's why we invest in workforce development organizations like Kentuckiana Works and SummerWorks and the academies of Louisville, so that when folks graduate from high school and young adults, they have the tools that they need to pursue their hopes and dreams, whatever they may be.
Repeating the question, Mr. DeVore, what does inclusive economic growth look like for Louisville?
Well, first off, West End had been promised $86 million for development down there, and it had not happened. We have the Neal Center, which is a fantastic idea, and getting them the opportunity to be self-efficient, and they can show and give education to the kids and bring in opportunity for the senior citizens to come in and do their taxes. So we have a lot of growth there, but we have the red line we need to break down. We need to have grocery stores in the West End where they could be proud of, have healthy vegetables, meats, things like that, instead of the saturated potato chips they get off of the corner drugstore. But the point of the matter is that they have to get involved in it so we can come together and do what's right for Louisville.
Ms. Pierce, right?
The budget is a moral document, and if our budget continues to gut social services, nobody will have the growth that we deserve. But I do, shameless plug, if you go to shamikaforlouisville.com, I have a 12-point inclusive economic development plan. When we knock on the doors, people tell us this administration only cares about tourism and big business. We know that tourism matters, but small businesses matter too. And it will be my duty to make sure that all the neighborhoods, and especially those who are the backbone to development, getting the support that they need. Violence, food deserts, underfunded services, and economy is not working for everyone. Economic development does not touch every zip code. It will be my priority to make sure that it does, because we got to make this city run every day together. My administration will focus on balanced growth, and as I said, you can find that information on my website.
Ms. Brunell.
I agree with a lot of what Shamika just said there, and I think Overall, inclusive means that we include the people. We include all businesses. We bring everybody to the table. And right now, we're not seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of exclusive development, exclusive investment going on that isn't reaching all the people. And I find it interesting that Mayor Greenberg starts showing up and talking about investing in parts of town that he's neglected for the last 3 years. I live in Southwest Louisville. I hope that people can see through the charade.
Mr. Datillo.
Yes. As far as economic growth goes, just beyond the hemp factories and the proposed power systems rebuild that I'm wanting to lower the city's entire electrical budget by 2/3 with, I want to repurpose the terminally unleasable properties like the Rite Aids and the CVSs that we can't get anybody to invest into, and give them on a grant by system to people who have the small business startup needs. Give them 2-3 years, maybe even include utilities and cable if that helps them to get their business off the ground. I also want to give teachers the opportunity to, with my JCPS reform plan, to start their own micro schools funded with JCPS and under their control, with the ability to choose the children and work with the parents on how to train them.